Confederate cannons. A 4-mile front. Open fire. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 125 Union cannons. Return their fire. That's nearly 270 plus cannons firing at each other for 2 hours. Guess how far you can hear it from? Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C. Enter your favorite city that's between them. And you've got how far this cannonade can be heard.
Wow.
2:30 in the afternoon. Cannonade starts to slow down. 2:45. It stops. Now an officer rides over to James Longstreet at the Point of Woods where we were before to let him know pretty much that he's running out of ammunition to go now, or else he has no artillery to support the infantry attacking. There's an officer with James Longstreet when that message comes over who reads that note. This officer asks Longstreet if it's time to go, and all Longstreet can do is nod his head. That officer is George Pickett. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 mile long, 12,500 men come across that field to your left. 1 mile from right to left, 12,500 men. Directly in front of them, 6,000 men. We're going to stop way up by me. 6,000 men to oppose them. The Confederates are going to reach that road off in the distance, the Emmitsburg Road. By the time when they reach that road, that is the first time any Union soldiers are going to open fire at them, because the Union soldiers are so amazed at this majestic move forward of these 12,000 men in a perfect line coming across that field. They reach that road, all hell breaks loose. 6,000 men shoot at them. All these guns fire at them. Stuff's about to start getting really, really crazy really quick. On our side, you have Vermonters over here that are going to come out and turn facing to the north, or facing in the direction we are, to hit the right end of Pickett's line. On the far side, you're going to have men from Ohio doing the same thing, except firing to the left end of the line. And George Pickett now is left with 1,300 men ready to make the rest of the charge. There's a man named Lewis Armistead who's going to be making this full attack forward. He's going to send about 1,000 men from the Emmitsburg Road forward. About 400 of them are going to make the attack, that are going to reach that wall and break through it. Lewis Armistead is going to put his hand on one of the cannons up towards the area around what's known as the angle, and a bullet is going to strike him. Now he's friends with the guy commanding the Union Center, a man named Winfield Hancock. And Armistead had wanted to see Hancock because he'd been good friends during the war, during the Mexican War. Well, guess what? Hancock's wounded as well. The thing is, Armistead dies, never seeing his friend again. Hancock lives. There's also a 20-something-year-old artillerist named Alonzo Cushing up on the other side of those trees. Cushing is command of 6 guns. He's mortally wounded, but he's up there till the very last second, pulling the lanyards and firing his cannons. 150 years later, I should rewind a little bit. One of his sergeants receives the Medal of Honor almost instantaneously from this action. Cushing does not. 150 years go by. Nothing. 151 years go by. Last year, Alonzo Cushing received the Medal of Honor for actions. 151 years after the fact. 12,500 men go forward. Less than 6,000 of them are going to come back unscathed. Less than 5,000 of them are going to reach Confederate lines. Think about that. It's less than half of what they went with. Many of these men are walking back to Confederate lines with their backs walking backwards because they don't know what's going to happen. Many Union soldiers and the Confederates are so close to coming to the wall are just going to reach their hands over and say, "Come on this side of the Lord," because they know that they are not going to live if they're out there in that field. The attack goes from 3 o'clock to 3:30. In half an hour, this great majestic thing known as Pickett's Charge is over. Battle of Gettysburg is over with it. All over those trees right there. Supposedly. That Lee was attacking a copse of trees. Those things were nothing more than bushes 150 years ago. But Lee had one thing in mind. He'd attacked the left flank. He'd attacked the right flank. Union Center was weak. he was going to attack. The attack he did at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it cost half of the attacking strength's lives. When they come back to the point of woods, all he says there is, "It's all my fault. It's all my fault." George Pickett finds General Lee a little bit later. Lee asks him to get ready for his division and prepare for a counterattack of the Union Army because they're coming. George Pickett simply turns to Lee and says, "General Lee,